The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Tuesday. Let's ride.
Nah, we don't want to play like them.
Yeah, you ain't trying to cook like Russ.
We don't want to ride like them.
He cooking some ramen noodles.
He riding in first place.
Yeah,
Playoffs. Well, he ain't in first place. Just saying. Just saying.
They gonna ride him up out of Denver. That's what they
Somebody said they hope your Cowboys Nation, we hope your team win the Cowboys with a 23-16 victory. You are in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. That is Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Former Cowboy safety, Danny McCray. Former Cowboy safety, special teams ace. And we've got Heckma Harrison.
Yes, indeed.
With the finger. Excuse me, the finger.
Number one.
Cue the music, please. I'm gonna get something to somebody to redo this, man.
Heckma Harrison remix.
Yeah.
That thing ain't easy.
That sound like the Golden Band from Tigerland right there. I know those tunes.
Hey,
You gonna do the remix R. Kelly style?
no. Hey, that's what we're not gonna do.
Contagious.
You want some of this too, old man?
No. That's what we're not gonna do. Yeah, I'm up in here. Cowboy Nation, what's good? How y'all doing? Man, y'all came in here, y'all energy was down, man, to get y'all right. Come on.
Right, man. You got us right, man.
Come on.
I'm Newey Scruggs. Look,
What's up, man?
I'm not gonna be able to put it that high level like you
man.
and Michael Irvin out there.
Man,
But,
okay. All right.
I'm happy
Right.
that the four of us were right.
Right.
We had this
did.
game picked correctly as the Giants
Did you?
fought. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Y'all picked this correctly?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think not?
I had 21-19
Okay.
Cowboys. Had a Cowboys.
It sounded like y'all was hedging, though. It really sounded like y'all was hedging when
no.
y'all made y'all. Y'all was hedging.
I listen
So
to
y'all
the
could
show.
come in.
You just be like, hey,
They ain't want no more of that.
they want no more smoke?
They want no more
smoke of that.
All the smoke.
Read the scores.
Okay.
What they got on there, man? What y'all got on
Go
there?
on, Newey. Break it down, Newey.
I had it 21-19 Cowboys. All right. Heck, you had a 24-10 Cowboys.
24-10?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
D-Mac, you had it 17-16
How many points they
Cowboys.
scored last night? How many points did the Giants score last night?
16.
Okay, just asking. I know my defense.
Church, you had it
Whoa.
a 20-17
I
Cowboys.
was right there. I was right there.
So
Wait a minute. You know your defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
The defensive coordinator that I asked, I went and called Jerry and said, hey, man, can y'all get Dan Quinn in here because this is what we need. Yeah, that guy.
You did hit him
That
up.
guy.
You did. I'll
That
give
guy.
you that. I'll
Okay,
give
I'm
you
just
that.
telling you that. How many points they gonna score? 16. All right, I know my defense. Well, how many they scored? 16.
So we gotta give some credit to McCarthy, right, for bringing that man in, right? We gotta give him a little bit.
I don't
give him
know
a
if
little
it was
bit,
him.
man. He fixed his mistake with Nolan. We gotta give him credit for bringing Quinn in.
thank you for bringing that up. That is a question that I asked Stephen Jones this summer. And Stephen was saying to me, you guys don't give Mike enough credit. He's like, he went and got Dan. I said, well, I thought it was you. Thought it was you and Pops. He said, no, that was him.
He fixed his mistake, man.
So that, and I'll also say this, where McCarthy deserves credit, because he even mentioned it at his press conference or training camp. That in my younger days, I probably wouldn't have wanted Dan back. But he was like, nah, bring him on back. Let's go. Let's keep going. So he's got enough confidence in himself that Dan got another deal, got a lot more bread, making good money, and he's cool with
Almost
it.
head coach money.
Give Mike McCarthy a whole lot of credit for keeping this ship rolling along when so many people said done, over. It's not over, Danny McCray. There are more football games to play.
Yeah.
But without Dak Prescott right now, they've won 2 football games.
Yeah.
One over the defending AFC champions and one over the previously unbeaten first place New York Football Giants on a night in Monday Night Football. Heck, that thing was packed. those fans came ready to go. They had a homecoming atmosphere because they had a whole bunch of dudes going in the Ring of Honor. I give the Cowboys credit for getting it done on Monday night.
No, I do too. And you set the stage so right for this question and how they went into the Meadowlands and got this victory. I think the crowd had they had a Ring of Honor ceremony and everything else planned on that night. You talk about somebody that canceled Christmas. Cowboys come in and get the W. And not only get the W, but it was the way that they did it in the second half, where in that first half, man, you had so many things that just didn't go right, with penalties that didn't go their way, calls that went against them, drop passes, and then they circled the wagons and they came back and they did it the right way. That is a great team victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And got to give Cooper Rush the credit that he deserves, because I think his ability to generate those drives and Kellen Moore's ability to go in his bag.
He went deep in there. He went deep.
He went so deep. He went in and got that mint that your mama give you in church, like that old mint.
No label on it.
He went deep in his bag and he pulled out some plays. Now I know I was saying to myself, that 3rd and 1, I'm sure we're gonna get to the 3rd and 1.
Oh, I'm not upset about that. Just
You're
so you
not?
know. No. If there's any time for you to then try to trick the defense, it's that time. You got 2 plays, 2 runs. You got 9 yards on them, and it didn't work out. You have the option either way on that. We'll talk about it.
Hey, I was wrong.
No, I didn't like it. I'm still no. I wanted to run the ball, but I understand why you then would try something else, because the defense at that point should be expecting you to run it right down their throat.
Right. But man, just the way that he ran the ball, man. Tony Pollard, the game that he had, and just, man, like I said, you talk about the crowd. They took the crowd out of it with that defense and their running game, and that was the night.
Yeah. Who is your game MVP? I'll start with you, Danny.
Hey, man, listen, I'm going to come here. I'm going to smile. I'm going to pat myself on the back, because I told y'all multi-sack game was coming.
Hey.
Okay? I told y'all. And I know some people looked at me like I was crazy.
I
Who?
did.
Him? What?
I did.
Nah,
I did.
Man went out there and had 3, didn't even play the whole game. Missed 1 right through his arms. Could have had 5. Man went out there and had 3 sacks. He set the tone for the defense. Michael Parsons is still that guy. But then when you have someone else who can also be that productive on the defense, it sets the tone. And he's my MVP, because I think we've finally seen a Dallas Cowboys team for the first time in 3 years have an identity.
Defensive identity, man.
Last time he had multi-sacks, you know when?
17?
November of 2018
okay.
against the Atlanta Falcons, who had Dan Quinn as the head coach and Matt Ryan as the quarterback. So it's been a minute since he had
it's been
a multi-sack game.
Yeah.
And it was a sack and a half that he had against the Atlanta Falcons. Heck, your MVP is?
It's always going to be Michael Parsons. And the reason it is, man, is the way that he has the rest of these guys raising their game. You talked about it last week, the way that Joe Burrow was having to account for everywhere that number 11 was. You saw it last night with the Giants when he was on the field. Whether he was lined up at linebacker or on the edge, they had to account for where he was, and it made everybody else work that much better. When you have a guy like that, a force multiplier that raises the game of everybody else, man, that's MVP.
No doubt. With me, I'm going on the coaching side. I'm going Kellen Moore. I feel like, you talked about it earlier. The man was in his bag creativity-wise. I mean, you talking about some of the stuff he was pulling out there. This is the second week in a row where he's gotten the most out of Cooper Rush. I'm talking about the game plan doesn't seem too much for him, and with the creativity he's pulling out, to me, it's a remarkable job. You saw the fake screen that ended up hitting CeeDee Lamb down the sidelines. You see he's having that perfect combination of handing off the ball off to Zeke and handing it off to Pollard as well. It's not always, when Pollard then we're doing some stretch to the outside to use his speed. He's letting Pollard hit the middle, and he's letting Zeke hit the outside sometimes. So to me, I mean, he's doing the perfect combination to get the most out of Cooper Rush and the most out of his players out there as well. And you saw, early in the game, CeeDee Lamb had some drops.
Yeah.
But he went right back to him, dialed it up to him, and had faith in his receiver that he was going to get the job done. Because he could have easily, when CeeDee got him down to the 1, he could have easily turned around and handed the ball off to Pollard or Zeke. But he said, you know what, I'm going to get my man's confidence back up to where it needs to be. Let me go ahead and throw this fade to him on the outside and let him make a play. The ball was thrown perfect. So to me, I got to give props, because I rag on Kellen a lot. But these past 2 weeks, man, he's been in his bag and gotten the most out of this team.
I like that bag.
Yeah, he got a nice bag. He got a nice bag right now.
I'm going down the road of Heckma and Danny, but I'm going to say give a game ball to that whole defensive line because the pressure they put on Daniel Jones last night was tremendous. So here's Tank with 3 sacks. Should have been 5. Micah probably should have had 2-3 himself. Dorrance Armstrong getting a sack out here. And how about Dorrance Armstrong for all those people who thought with Randy Gregory, not signing here that everything was over and done? I thought Dorrance Armstrong was going to be fine. He's now got 3 sacks on the season here. Yeah. But that Cowboys defensive line, the pressure they brought, I got to admit, Daniel Jones, I hope he's got a good massage therapist because that young man was taking a beating, and he was still getting up there. I mean, say whatever you want to about his accuracy. Guy, you're too young, but you and I, the beating Troy Aikman took in 1989 was a beating of beatings. Yeah. And it looked like that kind of beating. Like, man, how does he keep on going here? I mean, that line could not protect, and the Cowboys kept getting home, and he snuck out of at least 4 to 5 sacks yesterday.
Was that Hooker who hit him out the?
Nah, that was Wilson.
Wilson.
Man. Blew him up. And those are the worst hits too, because you could say he wasn't really knowing. And at the last second, he couldn't brace himself. Oh man, he put it to him, man.
And because of those personal fouls, the way that they call things now, Donovan Wilson could have canceled Christmas for him, and he took the angle instead of the kill shot because he had him dead to rights.
If you're this defense, you look at that tape and you say, we'll get to Carson Wentz this week.
Oh, man.
He trying to hold it. Dimes was moving and he was getting at it. Carson's going to sit there and he crack. I mean, they should eat again this week.
That front seven needs to destroy Washington.
They should be eating again this week. But so I guess I got to give that game ball the MVP. I just thought that whole defensive line. God bless him. Our friend Anthony Spencer, so many times he was almost there. These guys got there last night and finished it off here. So for Tank Lawrence is sitting up here getting sacks, Dorrance Armstrong is getting sacks, and you have to donate so much of where's 11? Where's 11?
Got to.
Man. That to me was pretty impressive to watch.
It's creating so many opportunities for the rest of the line because you saw it yesterday. Everywhere Parsons was at, they had to have a running back on that side. They had to have a tight end chipping them. Yeah. They had to have all the attention on him. And D-Law ate off of it. 1-on-1 for D-Law. Dorrance Armstrong gets a 1-on-1. He's eating off it. Odigizua is eating off it. I mean, this guy, he's making life so much easier, not only for the D-line, but for the secondary. You see how many opportunities
I would say
Trayvon Diggs had?
Make sure as we talk about the sacks, we know that the DBs are also making them hold the ball just a little bit longer. You looking down the field and you seeing people covered, then it opens it up for those sacks. But I'm going to stay on D-Law just a little bit longer, okay? Because when you watch the guy play, not only is he explosive, but you see how easy he made some of those look, specifically coming off the left side. Yeah. I'm talking about making guys look like straight high schoolers out here with the hand movement.
Schooling them.
The dude, he looks like he's ready, and I'm so glad that he came back in the game and he was not hurt because I was so scared when I seen that he went out with a foot injury, but he's back, and I'm excited to see what my man D-Law brings because we all talked about last year what happens when he has a full season under Dan Quinn because he has not gotten a full season under Dan Quinn. Just what happens when he gets that same opportunity as everybody else. I think you're going to see a different D-Law.
And you guys, and leaning on you at YouTube because you played, defensive back. When you have a season where you have so many turnovers and the pressure's on you to have turnovers, create turnovers, when you have a defensive front doing what they're doing, I'm sure you wouldn't mind sacrificing that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're making my job a lot easier. Go ahead and eat. Go ahead and eat, man.
Listen, it's rush and cover work together. And this defense right now, I know we're 3 weeks in, this defense right now looks like what we thought it would look like, where they have to carry this team. And if we play our game with knowing that our defense is going to lead us, then we got an opportunity to win a lot of games, right? So that's why Kellen Moore gets MVP from you because He said, hey, man, we got a great defense. What we're going to do is we're going to allow our defense to ball out, and we're going to play offense to make sure that we keep this game close, just to know that we have the opportunity and the playmakers to make the play when it counts at the end of the game. And that's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
As players, what is a plane ride home after a Monday Night Football win like that? Take me through.
It depends where you're sitting. Depends where you're sitting. If you're in the back of the plane, you back there with our boy Britt Brown, and you're having a good time. I ain't gonna say no more, but you're having a good time, man. And I'll let you take it away from there.
Yeah. Listen, when you sit in the back, you're having a good time, man. It might be some spirits going on back there.
Gambling for
It's
sure.
a lot of talk being played, a lot of blackjack, a lot of laughing, giggling. The coaches are having a good time, and the players are having a good time. It's super rowdy on the plane, but that's how you want it because you worked this hard all the way from April all the way through December to just experience this 17, a possible 17 times, right? And you know it's hard to get one. So now you're sitting on 2, and you're like, all right, we rolling. You feeling real good about this?
Real good.
Monday Night Football, I just show it out on TV. My family saw me. We the only show on, right? And we show what we can do. So it's very, very exciting.
Adrenaline's still pumping, so you ain't feeling the injuries or nothing like that. You back there got the talk, money's exchanging.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun time.
Last player question for you before the break. What is it like as a player to shut that crowd out where they came out for Monday night? They were liquored up, ready to go. They're giving it to you. They some talking folks out there.
Yeah. It is fun, man. From my experience, I mean, we had a couple of Monday night, Sunday night games in New York, and I was blessed enough to end up getting an interception that kind of sealed the game. And I came over to that sideline, man, and all those dudes, they chirping the entire time. You just hear them back there, and you got to acknowledge it sometimes. Church, you da-da-da-da. And you get back to that sideline, you holding that ball over there, and you just looking at them. Which I got to say now, half of them just like, man, whatever. We still got y'all next year. Yeah, whatever. Next year is next year, all right? We talking about right now. I mean, it's one of the best feelings you can have, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, super satisfying. Yeah, super satisfying to shut up a crowd, especially when they really think that they're going to win. They're riding high. They 2-0. We can't lose. This is our year. Saquon's back. Danny Dimes is playing well. We going to make it. And then you just take all that from them. Now they got to go back and regroup, and they have to wonder, are we really that good?
Are we like that?
Yeah, are we like that?
Because the stands in New York, they like right there. They like right over top. You saying like they far behind you. And they right there in your face just talking. And that New York accent, and just, hey, church. I mean, it gets on your nerves. But when you can shut them up, oh, my goodness.
Man, that got me hyped.
Kiss the baby.
Put my
Kiss the
helmet
baby.
Ready to run through a wall.
Put my helmet back on, dog.
It's a great little video on Twitter where we see the late Gary Brown say, look at the bum Giants. Same old bum Giants.
Same old bums.
All right, Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Barry Church, I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge. When we come back, let us talk about one Cooper Rush and what's next. All right, we'll do that on Players Lounge right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, Shave Logic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit shavelogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to shavelogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Join former NFL players for the first game day mini camp presented by Invisalign. Drop the kids off at Ford Center on October 2nd from 11:30 to 3:30 while you watch the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Commanders game.
You gonna mess up my read like that? Bring them on down here, okay? We got a Dallas Cowboys mini camp when we play the Commanders, October the 2nd at 12 o'clock. All right, drop them off 11:30. We start. We hold them till 3:30 because we know it's gonna be a quick game, and y'all come pick them up. We're gonna teach them everything we can. They're gonna learn a lot. They're gonna learn from former NFL players. So when you pick them up, they'll be better than they were when you dropped them off. All right. So sign them up. DallasCowboys.com/academy. Spots are limited, so make sure you sign them up as fast as you can.
Thank you, man. Had that salad went down the wrong side. Players Lounge presented to you by Tostitos, Barry Church, Heckman Harrison, Danny McCray. I'm Newey Scruggs. The Cowboys win Monday Night Football. It is Tuesday, getting ready for Dallas Week. You know what Dallas Week is, right?
Nah, what's Dallas Week?
You know what Dallas Week is?
Yeah, that exists for the Commanders. It's only for them.
That's it.
It's never Commanders Week here, all right?
Who y'all playing? We got Washington this week.
It's never Commanders.
So NBC Washington, they'll always call, hey, we want to get you on this week. Like, sure. Okay, because up there is Dallas Week. They used to have like a parade, like a Washington parade, like dinner. I mean, like a whole big old lunch. I mean, it's like it's Dallas Week up there. And I always laugh. I was like, oh, you guys are called it's Dallas Week to you.
Right.
Here, it's just another game.
The Manders.
I'm like, it might have been Dallas Week back in the day when you were winning, but now, since Daniel Snyder's on the team, it's just whatever game it is. Here you are. But, it's a big deal up there. They really care. Heckman didn't even know about it. You never heard of it, which is kind of funny because up there it's a big deal. After the Monday Night Football broadcast, when Scott Van Pelt was doing his ESPN show, he talked about Dallas Week used to mean something. And I just kind of chuckled like, yeah, he's talking to this little section of folks in the DMV because nobody down here, I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people down here in Dallas-Fort Worth even know exactly what he's talking about with Dallas Week. So up there, heck, it's Dallas Week. Whole lot of thoughts and programs about the Cowboys. But then again, when the Cowboys come to town, it matters to every NFC East team. Every team. So does Cooper Rush quarterback the Cowboys here? Dak Prescott, according to Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan, his radio show, saying, hey, he's getting closer and closer. Cooper Rush last night, 21 of 31, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions at all in that football game. Your thoughts on Rush, and does he play on Sunday?
Can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Don't mess up a good thing right now. And it's not like, I'm not saying like that. That's a healthy Dak coming back and nothing like that. I understand when healthy Dak is back, it's going to be his squad. It's going to be his squad. We all understand that. But right now, let Cooper Rush keep rolling. All right, there's no reason for him to go out there and risk further injury to that thumb that he has. Cooper Rush has these guys going in the right direction, so why mess up a good thing?
Do you think that Will Greer will be able to do what Cooper Rush is doing now?
Come on.
Right now. If Will Greer was in the game,
Yeah,
do you have the confidence that Will Greer will be playing as well as Cooper Rush right now? Being
100% honest, I do not believe Will Greer will be doing the things Cooper Rush is because I feel like Will Greer would take more chances. I feel like he's more of a gunslinger, so he'd be out there, slinging it, trying to go deep all the time. So I think Cooper Rush is doing a great job of keeping the ball out of harm's way and being a great manager.
Why didn't you believe, Church?
Bro, we gonna talk about this, man. It's been about 4 weeks since we talked about this, man. God,
Michael Irvin said, "In Rush we trust."
No. Listen, this is what I don't listen. Cooper Rush is playing outstanding, right? Mm-hmm. He's doing a great job of doing exactly what they're asking him to do. Lean on your defense, run the ball, make sure you make the plays when you have to. What I do believe, though, is that if you allow Dak Prescott to come into the game and you have the same game plan, same mindset of how you're going to then run your offense, I believe he looks better, a lot better than what Cooper Rush looks like. And that's no shot at Cooper Rush because he looks really good. That's really just upping how good I think Dak Prescott is when you, I don't want to say limit the playbook, but when you play to your strengths.
They not going to do that, though.
Man.
You know when he come in there.
Let me tell you something.
They're not going to limit that playbook.
That 28 rushes, right, that between Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. Do that when Dak Prescott is in the game. And I guarantee that you have more confidence, but two, you'll be uber successful.
I agree with you, but I just don't think they're going to limit that thing. I think they're going to be like it's his arm.
I know, and
we got to go.
And this is why. This is why I haven't got on the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
That's not because of the team, not because of the talent, not because any other thing except I don't believe or trust that we can stick to this. We talked about this off air. If we're up 10 points, if we're down 10 points, if we're down 14 points, how does the game plan look then? Yeah. If we were down by 10 points last night, were we still able to stick with the run and trust that our defense was going to give us an opportunity to get back in the game, or do we turn into a pass-happy team?
Jump in, Hack. Jump in.
This is water and not Kool-Aid. Okay, that's what I want to make sure I say that. Look, the way that I feel, you make all the right points about what's happening right now with Cooper Rush. He's definitely dealing with this offense from a dialed-back perspective. First of all, the first two games with Cooper Rush, they were worried about protection, so they were playing a lot of 12 personnel. They hadn't gone to, but last night was the first. Well, maybe I think they did in Cincinnati, but going to a trips formation. So to me, the offense is running like if you're in driving a stick shift, you're driving in fourth gear right now. You got two more gears that you could possibly drive it in if you have Dak Prescott, and that's where your worry come in. Is like, what do we do when we have that sixth gear and it's available to us? Do we start going back to those exotic things?
Tap into
do
it.
we get out of this 28 rushing? Do we get out of this 28 carries? Do we get away from the 178 yards that we had on the ground? I think that the formula is starting to come together, and some of those questions are being answered through the play. And so, even if I'm Dak, I'm saying, this is how we are successful. This is what's going to help us through those tough December games and through that first round of the playoffs if we rely on our identity. That's really what's happening right now, because you have an offensive line. If you haven't looked, our offensive line is giving great protection to Cooper Rush, and they are firing off the damn ball. Tyler Smith needs some credit for the job that he's doing. Yeah. Peters came in, did a hell of a job in just 15 plays. Still, Biotish has, he had the holding penalty, just, things here and there. But I think that this offensive line, and still, you were riding Steele like Zorro a couple weeks ago, still had a damn good game. So
I mean,
penalties, it was there.
I'm gonna say, man, you sit up here and get three on one drive. I mean, we can't act like
absolutely
we're supposed to brush on over.
No, but then
killing drive.
But what I'm saying, when it comes over to the other side, make sure you get a man credit where credit is due, and that's what we're doing right now. So I'm just saying. Okay, bet. So Nui, what I'm saying. So guys, what I'm saying is,
what did I say? You holds me down like this, man. You're like Stephen A.
And church look at you say, you just did it to me.
That was money. We had money on that. We had money on that.
So that's what I'm saying.
This is year 2 of Barry being wrong.
So
don't make this about me.
It's a tradition like no other.
No. I got to get to it. But Cooper Rush, Cooper Rush is doing good. And just after last night, my thought was, no matter what, just clearing the outside noise and just dealing with the locker room. If I'm Dak even, I'm like, man, I want to make sure that my thumb, I'm right. My hand is right, that I'm ready when I come back. And I know that the rush is going to be there from all of the chit-chatter and even from what Jerry says. But if you're thinking logically, I want to make sure that my hand is right before I try and rush back and get into this too soon.
I'll give you a logical thought. You better not try to release a cut Cooper Rush and think he's going to make it back to practice squad.
No,
I ain't going to. Those days are over. The dude can play football, man. He can play quarterback. The ball that he put on CeeDee Lamb in the back of the end zone where nobody else except CeeDee Lamb could get their hands on it is called perfect placement. Those are not easy passes to throw. They are not easy passes to complete, especially under the situation that he was under at that point. You on third. You on the 1 yard line. Got the opportunity to possibly hand it off. They give it to you. Hey man, we are going to allow you the opportunity to make this play.
They did it,
and he showed up and did it. Right. So that just shows the trust that they have in Cooper Rush. And shout out to him, man, because, man, that's a long journey for guys like that. For guys who are backup quarterbacks, they get cut, they get put back on the squad, they go to New York, they come back, and they get another shot. And all they do when they get out there on the field in regular game situations is prove that they can get it done. Shout out to him. That's where we came from.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, brother.
Shout out to him for doing that.
Cooper Rush now 3-0 as a starter. Let's take a break. CeeDee Lamb went from, hey, man, what's going on to that's my man. And a big shout out to the rookie tight ends. Ooh. The rookie tight ends who made life a little bit. I think Schultz be getting healed up real quick here. Let's dive into that next right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Oh man, Wally at.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, starting at just $20. Join now and get your fan pack, exclusive benefits, and more. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United for details and join today. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos, Barry Church, Heckma Harris, Dan McCray, I'm Newey Scruggs. We're talking about the 3-0 start to his career as a starter for Cooper Rush. He found CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb with a couple drops. It made you say, hey, man, hey, whoa. And Cooper Rush kept going back to him. So CeeDee Lamb finishes with a line of 12 targets, made 8 catches off the 12 targets, 87 yards, and 1 beautiful touchdown in the back of the end zone here. CeeDee Lamb asked to be a number 1, wearing the 88. First couple games, it hadn't looked good, but it turned the corner last night, Church.
Yeah, he turned the corner. I'm still not going to sit there and say, he's that guy just yet. I'm still waiting on. I still got to see a couple games to make sure he's that guy. But I got a love-hate relationship with him, man, because that first half, and we was all in the text chain. I ain't gonna lie. First half, I'm like, man, what are we doing? What is my guy doing out there? He just didn't look involved in the game, and I'm just like, man, drop after drop, wide open drop. I'm like, he's just not that guy. But then that second half came, and I guess he had a pep talk with somebody on the sideline because he was all frustrated that first half, having a couple drops out there. Had a pep talk, and he came out and balled in that second half. Came out and balled, and like I said, kudos to Kellen and Cooper Rush for still believing in that guy and still giving him opportunities to show that he can be that number one receiver out there. And he showed that he can be on the way to that. Because, I mean, he made that one-handed catch in the back of the end zone that you alluded to. He made a couple of big-time grabs, that 4th and 1, or was that 4th and 1, 4th and 2 grab? Because he got smashed. On that little hitch, right? He got smashed on that. He was able to hold on, got up, first down. So it's good to see him getting that swagger back about him, because I think he's at his best when he get that ball in his hands. He's making people miss. He's getting up doing the snotty nose first down. I love to see that swagger about him, and we didn't see that the first 2 games. So it's coming along strong. I'm still not sold that he's that guy yet, but he's coming. He's bringing me along slowly but surely. Yeah,
it was I want to say tale of 2 halves, but it was like 2 different CDs out there last night, right? I think you see him have the big drop that was possibly going for a touchdown. You see him get scooped on the quick throw, right? And you're like, all right, if this guy gets the ball in his hands, then you just assume that he's going to be able to make a guy miss. You see him get scooped, and then you go to the other side, and then you see him make the catch, and he runs through a guy to get to the 1 yard line, which is what you expect from a guy like CeeDee Lamb. And then he makes the just incredible catch in the back of the end zone, right? So I think you saw 2 different guys, but I think the intensity picked up. I think he got it in his head to where he's like, hold on, man, I'm better than this. Yeah. Like, whatever was said to him on the sideline, it was, hey, man, I'm better than this. I'm CeeDee Lamb, and I can get out here and make these plays. And you saw a totally different guy. You saw a very physical guy, and then you saw a dynamic guy be able to make that play in the back of the end zone. And hopefully he continues to do that moving forward, because that's what we need from him. Yeah. We need a running game, and we need 88 to be the 88 that we expect him to be.
No, you don't want to hear, a lot of Cowboy fans don't want to hear things that are part of the game, but holding penalties, drops, things like that is part of the game. It happens. Guys are going to drop the ball. It's not 100%. Quarterbacks have to deal with that. The guys who drop the ball, some of the best in the league. CD has a lot of pressure on him, and this game could have been his coming out party with the targets if he catches that pass, and the other one that was tipped. You're talking about a guy that may go for 152 touchdowns, and then the doubt kind of subsides. But then he has 2 halves, and now everybody's going, he didn't look, that first half, man, he may not be that boy, and then he comes out the second half, make that catch. It's like, oh, he him, for real. But he just has a knack for doing the spectacular. Let's make a habit of doing just the routine.
You talking about is it Flash?
Yeah, the Flash. Yeah, one hand catch in the end zone, and then Cooper Rush damn near pins one on you across the middle. You know what I mean? Right. It doesn't get any easier than that. But, still a young guy. He doesn't have I don't think he's in that mode where he's fumbling the bag, when it comes down to where he's going to be in the future. But I just believe that these next couple of games, he has to allow his confidence to build and get better. And that second half, if he can just build on that and just that self-talk that whatever he did, like you said, it just seemed like the intensity magnified and he came out a different guy. He needs to stay in that mode. And don't switch to being anything else. We
had the conversation last week talking about Dalton Schultz. We didn't know if he was going to play, but we suspected he would not. He was out last night with dealing with the PCL, and I can't remember, was it you when we talked about, so you're hurt, you see your backup go in there, how you feeling? The backups were the rookies. Peyton Hendershot, 3 catches, 43 yards on 3 targets. Jake Ferguson, the other tight end rookie, 2 catches, 13 yards on 3 targets. Then Sean McEwen was also called up. So those 3 guys were active at the tight end spot for Schultz. But the rookies, the Big Ten rookies, performed well. And this is why I told y'all, back in the this is why I said I wouldn't pay the man. Because I'm not trying to just be disrespectful, but when I say he's not that dynamic, and you can find guys that can do the same job as Schultz at a way lesser price, this is what we're seeing now. You got Hendershot out there, you got the other rookie Ferguson, and it's not like they were just, ho-hum, catches here and there. They were making some big-time plays, and they were blocking. They weren't the greatest of blockers, but we all know Schultz ain't the greatest of blockers either. So to me, this is why, from a business standpoint, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, franchise tagged them, all right, that's all good and well, but I wouldn't give him one of those Njoku deals or those Kittle deals, because I feel like you can find guys that can do the same thing that Schultz does, and I feel like these young rookies, and well as McEwen,
they can do that at a much lesser price. So why put the big bag to Schultz when you got these other guys in the wings that can do the same thing?
Did he lose some playing time this week?
No, I still feel like while he's here, they're gonna still use it. Yeah. While he's here, they're gonna still use it.
But are they still? But are they giving those young guys more opportunities?
Oh yeah, you'll see a little bit more rotation. You'll see.
So his reps may be getting cut into just based off what happened last weekend, and that's what happens in the league, though, right?
Yeah.
That's like you always got to be on your P's and Q's, and sometimes something like an injury can really set you back and make you lose your job, but that's the nature of the game.
That's how Schultz got his
job.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I still believe that for Dak, Schultz is the guy, right? Mm-hmm. Like you see, like Cooper Rush being, like me and Noah Brown have this kind of chemistry.
But he was in all the practice. Right? Noah, Semi for Oko got a couple grabs.
But for Dak, it's Dalton Schultz, right? So you have to see then what the production looks like when you have Dak back in the game, and I think it'll look a little different. But yeah, man, he better be on the lookout because them young guys, they look athletic, they look physical, and you could tell that they came out there to play. When you see a guy jumping all up in the air, putting his body at risk like that, one, they have something to prove, and they're trying to then get the bag.
They hungry.
They hungry.
Shout out to Lunda Wells, the tight end coach, who had them in training camp. I mean, I was watching those two guys and said, I thought Hendershot, I said, man, he has similar numbers to Ferguson. And those two guys have worked well. And heck, you talked about the offensive line playing well. Give Joe Philbin a lot of credit because Matt Farniok has held his own. He's had some struggles at times, but the guy's not gone out there and embarrassed himself. Tyler Smith, as you talked about, this guy's not out here hurting himself. And now you're looking at him saying, this is the left tackle of the future, that he can get better. So I just look at the offensive line play, and I just think there's two coaches who got a lot of criticism. I mean, one coach, Philbin, got a lot of criticism. And then you look at Lunda Wells and just say, hey, man, these guys are doing their job. So credit to Mike McCarthy, who hired these guys and put them on the staff for doing their job.
So Tyron Smith, when he gets back? You got Peters out there at left guard, possibly. You got Tyler Smith out there at left tackle. I mean, what do you do? Wait, they're rolling, they're meshing. You want to keep the guys who've been able to work throughout the season, because you talk about this guy probably not coming back till December. So you're saying that these guys, if they're going to the playoffs, have been playing well together at that point. What do you do?
That's a good problem to have, and I'm sure the Cowboys will welcome that.
It's not a good problem for us.
No, I'm saying for your O-line where you felt like you were depleted at that position, and now you have a decision that you have to make. Going back to this New York game, I just feel like the balance really helps this offensive line. Yeah. When you're not backing up the pass 50 times, I think these guys are now able to get in a rhythm, so to speak, to be able to have some of these natural things happen within the football game. When you guys are talking about the tight end position, I just kind of laugh about it because I think Dalton Schultz has done so many good things in this offense, and he's underrated and undersung on so many levels, but I think you just said it. He's Dak's guy. And when you franchise tag a guy and Dak came from that franchise tag, he going to make damn sure that he get his targets and he gets his numbers. But with Tyler Smith and the job that he's doing at left tackle and his development right now, I think with looking into the future, no matter what this offensive line is going to look like, it's going to have to evolve around number 73 being your left tackle going forward. That's just let's go ahead and make the decision now, because he's proven to you, because we were going through what's behind door number one. We didn't know what he was going to look like because we didn't know he didn't have any reps at left tackle. After the 3 games that we've seen with him, I think right now you're sitting there going, ain't no way we could go back.
And I think that's the issue. That's the issue, because we believe it. That's what we believe right now. But the fact that they may have to make that decision, what we know is the Cowboys are going to make sure they honor the guys who have been here for a long time. All right? And if you have that decision come about, I don't believe that we're going to just 100% say, Tyler Smith is balling and we're going to keep it there. In my mind, I'm like, they are going to give Tyron Smith the opportunity to come in there and play, like Jerry said at the beginning of the season.
Seen it last year with Lyle.
Yeah.
As Jacques Taylor, longtime sports columnist, says, sports is fluid. So we're sitting here, we're having this conversation on September 27th. Let's see where things are with this team after they face some Rams going up to Green Bay. Let's see, where guys are health-wise. I mean, when Tyron gets back, let's see where this is a fluid situation, man. And, knock on wood, everybody stays healthy, but we just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Rashawn Slater, you know,
he's
out for a year. And here's a guy who came in as a rookie, drafted one spot behind Micah Parsons, but all pro. So this game, if we see it every week, man, there's just going to be dudes that get nicked up. I mean, Micah Parsons was playing, he said he was like 60% yesterday?
Yeah.
Man, he wasn't 100%. I mean, that's pretty amazing. 60% of that dude is like 125 other folks. Man, that's how good he is. But it's fluid, and so it's great to have the conversations. But, man, really, at the end of the day, it's real fluid. And talking about Schultz, look, they have to pay some dudes. I mean, really, right now, I mean, think of it. If he has this game and he keeps on going, you're talking about a guy that could be in line for a Pro Bowl spot. You got to pay him. Diggs had another pick last night, 15th pick in his 31st NFL game. You got to pay him. Who knows what kind of check you got to write Mike Parsons? So guys like Dalton Schultz get squeezed because you got to pay these guys. Dak, if he stays healthy, I mean, he's got a short deal. He's on that Russell Wilson type thing. So, man, if you can keep drafting some tight ends and you know, developing them, that's what I mean. How much is Lunda Wells worth if he can help develop these young guys? Because you're going to have to pay some dudes on this football team. I mean, dude, they know how to draft around here.
What they said, was it something like 30? Was it 27 or 37 players on the current roster were drafted? Is a stat that I heard them say last night.
Compared to the Giants, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, they said Giants taking like 8 offensive linemen and
none of them made a Pro Bowl.
Ain't nobody seen a second contract. It's like they're like the New York Knicks, man. You come here, you ain't gonna get no second contract here. It's crazy, man.
Speaking of paying people, man, we gotta give a shout out to Anthony Brown, man. That dude is playing. He's playing lights out right now. Like the way he was shadowing Sterling Shepard over there. I mean.
Donovan Wilson had a nice
hell of a
game.
job, man.
That's the man right there.
I mean, Anthony Brown gonna get him a nice contract.
You gonna get him a nice contract? There it is. Get him a nice contract. There you go.
I misspoke the first time, but y'all know what I meant. Y'all tried to play me.
He gonna get it.
But the secondary, I said y'all know. Yeah. Listen, the secondary as a whole is playing lights out.
They are. They're doing their thing, man.
You giving up 3 touchdowns? Was it 3?
They've only given up. Yeah.
You cannot
3 touchdowns in 3 weeks.
You cannot let Dan Quinn get out of the building. You cannot do it.
Dan Quinn ain't leaving all this.
You can't let none of his guys get out the building. The assistant coach, man.
Joe Witt Jr., all them boys.
Assistant coaches
give all this up. You better come on in.
Hey, you know what? That's what I want to say. Spotlight on this. Hey, look around the league. Look around the league, okay, at the scores from last week and tell me that defense is not taking over the league. How many 22-24 games, 8-24 games, 19-21 games? You probably saw one game where somebody scored like 38 points.
That's right.
That's it.
Defense is here.
And people hate that. And people hate those low-scoring games. I love defensive games.
Look at the GOAT versus Aaron Rodgers.
Man, defensive coordinators are smart. It's only a matter of time before they let you keep running up 40 and 50-point games on them
and
before they say this is
change the rules again. They're going to change some other stuff to help the offense.
You see how many teams playing cover 2 and cover 3 and sitting back there not letting you beat them over the top and say, hey, man, you got to go the long hard way. And if you can't, then it's an issue. Yeah. So shout out to defense, man. Defense is taking over the league.
Gentlemen, we've got so many things we didn't touch on here. We will touch on them tomorrow and all week long as it's Dallas week. Here come the Commandos and Carson Wentz. Barry Church, Ekma Harrison, Danny McCray. I'm Newey Scruggs. This has been the Players Lounge. You know what? By the way, find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you go. Follow us, rate us, reviews. Give us all that good love here. Tell a friend. We'll chat with you tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!